Hello everyone, welcome to Fuseroom. This week we're gonna talk about something incredibly interesting but very boring, but nonetheless incredibly important. It's the so-called pan law. The pan law is a principle that says that in a stereo system, a signal being reproduced in mono through the two speakers is gonna be louder than the same exact signal when reproduced only through the left or through the right channel. In practice, this means that if you're in your own control room and you're listening to a guitar track, let's say, and this guitar track is at zero, no volume changes, perfectly centered in mono, when you move this guitar track all the way to the left or all the way to the right, you're gonna have a decrease in volume. This is because you have, on the first example, when it's perfectly centered, a signal that is being reproduced equally with two speakers, while when you move it only to one of the two sides, the signal is now being reproduced by only one of the speakers. Now, in theory, in a perfect world, you would have 6 dB increment between the mono, centered, being louder, and the hard left or hard right being lower in volume. So 6 dBs, twice as much. This is theory though. In reality, every room has reflections, and this means you're gonna have a different amount from that 6 dB. It's usually 3, 4.5 like we have here. It depends really on your environment. But the problem is if you're not aware of this thing and you just set your pan low to what defaults in your DAW, you might have an increase in volume when things are in mono-centered and a decrease when you move them away. And this is not in your mix, this is not in your session, this is something that your room and the stereo system itself is generating. So this can be, now you see, a problem, because now you have something in your room that doesn't belong to the mix. So go to your DAW. Every DAW system has a preference where you can set a pan low. It can be system dependent, it can be session dependent, and make sure you have the value that most represents a zero change in your field. You can even calibrate that with a calibration microphone to make sure that a mono signal centered, being panned hard left or hard right, doesn't have that offset. All right? So go change your pan low and then go do something more fun than that. All right? See you next week. Ciao.